Hi guys, Tim here, doing another military review, and this time we'll be on the history of the grenade. Now, the grenade started out in around the 1400s, 15th century, which was spliced on a picture of. It was literally just a massive ball of lead with, just a massive ball of lead with gunpowder in it. Sorry, and a piece of wick come out of it. You just light it and throw it. Yeah, and that was it. And that was all the way up until around the late 1800s. So around 1880s, 1890s, early 1890s, around then. And yeah, then in 1915, it basically all changed. I can't remember if it's. I'm going to say early 1915. The Batty grenade came out. It was invented by a guy called R.C. Batty, who was in the Royal Engineers. This is an original Batty grenade. Here, this is what he came up with. And there was about around 3,000 of these made, something like that. Around 3 to 13,000 made. And this had the same idea of it's a shrapnel grenade, where you just put gunpowder there and shrapnel balls, if you want to, because these squares are the shrapnel. So you put the gunpowder in, and this little what was it? This little piece of wood just there, and you put a piece of wick, light it, and throw it. Yeah, but again, pardon, again in 1915, when it technically started, the company called who came up with called Mr. Mills. I will actually put his real name in, but Mr. Mills, in 1896 started the company. Then in 1915, late 1915, after the Batty grenade came out, the Mills bomb, or the number 5 grenade, came out. The Mills bomb, which I was spliced on a picture of, known as the Co-op grenade, because they were easy and they were very easy to find and get. The Co-op bomb. Then around 1917, the German egg grenade came out. Yeah, which is literally just the same thing. A piece of wick coming out of there, gunpowder, light it, chuck it, done. Then the Germans in 1915 actually had a very easy idea of kind of the same idea, yeah, which was basically it was known as the M15 stick grenade. Which you have to take off this great big long thing about that long. It's basically a pole. It's kind of a baton, so it's easier to throw, and a massive, great weighted charge at the front. So you just unscrew a little thing, then a piece of string comes out. You pull the string, chuck it, and it's very effective. Yeah. Then all the Batty and the Mills bomb come out, which was the Mills bomb was the first ever modern grenade, I'm gonna say, because basically what happens inside is, just think of this as a Mills bomb. Inside you'd pull the pin, that will release a spoon, or the grenade spoon, like that. That will drop the little like pin in a way onto the spark, like the piece of rope or wick inside, which goes all the way into the powder pot. Then that explodes like that, which I'll splice in a picture of. So yeah, and that was kind of the first ever modern grenade in a way, because nowadays you get all these M1 grenades and fragmentation grenades these days. Not like that. There's a difference between shrapnel fragment grenades. So yeah, that has been my review. Also, it's still going on, all the grenades and all that. So yeah, that has been my review of the history of the grenade. So see you guys.